Thanksgiving had always been a stage in my family, perfect china, perfect smiles, perfect attention on my sister Lily. So when my mother tapped her glass and beamed, Lily's wedding was just beautiful. So, Cat, when's yours? The room laughed on cue. My father kept carving the turkey like it was a surgical emergency. Lily kept her eyes down, too still, too cautious. I set my fork down. I already had mine, I said. And you got invitations. The laughter died instantly, like someone had cut the power. My father whispered, we never got them. But I already knew that lie was coming. I could feel it in my bones. Growing up, Lily wasn't just the favorite. She was the family brand. Dance trophies lined the hallway like a museum exhibit. Mom curated her life the way magazines curate holiday spreads. If I won something, Mom smiled like she was humoring a child's drawing and hurried back to whatever Lily needed photographed next. I didn't rebel. I learned to adapt, watch, anticipate, stay small. But moving to Seattle changed something in me. 3 hours away felt like a lifetime of oxygen. I built a quiet but meaningful life. My research job, my little apartment with tall windows, mornings that smelled like Ethan's coffee. His family saw me in ways mine never bothered to. They remembered things. They listened. They held on when they hugged. When Ethan proposed by the water on a foggy June morning, I said yes, without the slightest hesitation. And when we chose a small, intimate wedding, the one thing I still secretly hoped for was my family showing up. So I designed the invitations myself, mailed them signature required, triple-checked every detail. When the tracking finally said delivered, I allowed myself to believe, for once, they'd come for me. But then came the silence. After the invitations were delivered, the quiet stretched longer and longer, tightening like a wire around my chest.
No congratulations.
No questions. Not even a casual, did we miss something? In the family group chat. And slowly, painfully, my name disappeared from that chat altogether. Not removed loudly, erased quietly. Ethan noticed before I did. Cat, he asked one night while drying dishes, did they respond at all? I shook my head. Not once. Not even accidentally. His voice stayed gentle. Then let's check the logs. He helped me open the digital trace from the family email, something I would have never known how to do alone. And there it was. The invitation notice had been opened and deleted. Permanently. The timestamp unmistakable. My stomach dropped. It wasn't a glitch. It wasn't forgetfulness. Someone made sure those invitations never saw daylight. And deep down, I already knew who. Lily had always been the household gatekeeper. Mail ran through her hands. Phone calls passed her approval before reaching anyone else. She planned everything, filtered everything, controlled everything. She was in the middle of planning her massive 350-guest September wedding. Every detail extravagant. Every moment engineered for attention. My quiet June wedding? It wasn't competition. It wasn't designed to overshadow anything. But in Lily's world, attention was a finite resource, and she'd never learned how to share. I checked the mailing receipts again for packages for signatures. One signature, unmistakably hers. My breath caught. She hadn't just misplaced them. She intercepted them. She made sure my parents never even knew my day existed. What do you want to do? Ethan asked softly. I didn't know. Anger would have been easier. But all I felt was a familiar ache, the ache of a daughter who'd spent her whole life asking to be seen. Thanksgiving was the last place I wanted to be, but pretending was how this family functioned. So I went, and I carried the truth with me. Thanksgiving looked beautiful from a distance, gold candles, matching napkins, polished silver. But the moment I stepped inside, that old tension wrapped around me like a coat I never chose. Lily posed by the fireplace like she was on a holiday card. My mother floated around the kitchen, retelling the story of Lily's wedding for the 10th time. My father poured wine with the blankness of a man determined not to take sides. No one asked how I'd been. No one asked about the wedding they all missed. Not one word. Dinner followed the usual script, praise for Lily, admiration for her venue, her flowers, her guest list. Every compliment a reminder of how easily they showed up for her, how quietly they forgot me. Then my mother tapped her glass. Sister's wedding was just wonderful. So, Cat, when's yours? Something in me settled. Something old. Something done. I already had mine, I said. 6 months ago. You got invitations. The room froze. Forks hovered. Breath stopped. My father whispered, we never got any invitations. I figured you'd say that. I reached into my bag and placed my phone on the table. No drama. No shaking hands. Just truth.
Cold and clean.
Every eye locked onto the screen as I opened the receipts. for deliveries, for signatures. I rotated the phone toward them. The first signature was Lily's. My mother gasped. My father leaned in, his face folding into confusion. Lily didn't move, her stillness louder than any confession. These were delivered April 23rd, I said. All signed for by Lily. Silence crashed over the table. Not disbelief, exposure. My father's voice trembled. This has to be a mistake. It's not, I said, showing the postal tracking. All confirmed. And all intercepted. My mother shook her head desperately. Lily would never hide your invitations. Why would she sabotage your wedding? Stop, I said gently. You keep describing who you want Lily to be, not who she is. Ryan, Lily's husband, finally spoke up. Lily, did you sign for these? Her face flickered, the first crack. I don't remember. Maybe I grabbed the mail, but I didn't see anything important. I stayed silent. Silence had always been louder in my house. You didn't see 4 packages from your sister? While you were planning your own wedding? My father demanded. It's not my job to track everyone's mail, she snapped. The room shifted. For the first time, my parents looked at her, not as the golden child, but as someone who might actually be capable of hurting another person. I opened the final screenshot, the email deletion log. This was open from this house, I said. Then deleted. Your device ID. Lily's breath hitched. Why are you attacking me? I'm not. I'm showing you what you did. My mother whispered. Why would she do that? Because my wedding was in June, I answered. Hers was in September. Lily flinched. The truth slid into the center of the table. Quiet, undeniable, ugly. You wanted all the attention, I said softly. And you knew if my wedding happened first, people would talk about it. That's not, she began, but her voice broke. Then the real confession slipped out. Everyone thinks Cat is so perfect without trying. She just exists and people feel guilty around her. There it was. Years of jealousy. Years of competition I never agreed to. My father shut his eyes. We didn't know. You didn't ask, I replied. Not once. I stood. Slowly. Purposefully. I'm done begging for space in this family, I said. I'm done pretending your silence is anything but agreement. I'm done letting Lily's choices erase me. My mother's eyes filled. Cat, please don't talk like that. Why not? I said quietly. It threatens the story you've built. The one where Lily is the star, Dad is neutral, you're the peacemaker, and I'm the afterthought. No one argued. For the first time, no one argued. I picked at my coat. My father whispered, we can fix this. You can't fix what you refuse to acknowledge. As I walked toward the door, I heard Lily begin to cry. I heard my mother murmur my name, fragile and too late. My father whispered, we should have checked. We should have asked. Their remorse wasn't my responsibility anymore. At the doorway, I paused just long enough to say, you didn't miss my wedding. You chose not to see it. Then I walked out. Not slamming the door, just closing it. Firm. Final. Ethan opened his car door before I reached it, pulling me into his arms without asking what happened. He held me until the shaking left my body. No questions, just presence. The next morning, his parents welcomed us with warm breakfast and warmer hearts. Helen squeezed my hand. Your family here, she said. Because you matter. A week later, Lily sent a long apology email, soft, therapeutic, full of explanations. I read it. I didn't reply. My father kept calling, quietly trying. I let him. He later found one wedding invitation buried in a garage box, proof of everything. He mailed it to me without a word. My mother never reached out. For the first time, that silence didn't hurt. It clarified. I used to think family was something you protected no matter the cost. But the truth is simple. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who shows up, who listens, who stays. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away from the people who never learned how to hold you. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with your friends. Your support helps us bring more powerful real-life stories to you.